This pose is Utthita Parsva Hasta Padangustasana. Extended side, hand to foot pose. For stability, stand with your back to the wall with enough space for your buttocks. Have the inner edges of the feet parallel to each other, feet hip width apart. Have a chair with the front legs on the mat. For additional stability, if you like, you can put a sandbag over the back rung or a bag of rice. Start with the hands against the wall to stabilize yourself. Come up onto the ball of the right foot. Keep the left foot grounded. Take the right foot to the chair. Knee bent to start. Reground through the left foot. Even weight on the inner and outer edges of the foot, front and back. Then extend the leg, the right leg, so you're on the center of the back of the heel. If this is enough stretch on the hamstring, then stay here. Otherwise, you can take the heel to the back of the chair. Keep the hips level. Draw the front thigh bone into the hip socket. Draw the standing leg thigh bone into the hip socket. Continue to have that foot even, inner and outer edges of the foot, front and back. Once you're stable, you can turn the arms so the palms face forward and the arms are externally rotated so the shoulders can open back against the wall. Continue to draw the thighs into the hip sockets. Hip sockets are here. The thigh bone, the femur bone is here. And the ball and socket joint is here at the front of the hip. Even though we always talk about putting our hands on our hips here, in fact the joint is here at the front. Draw the thigh bones into the hip sockets. Press into the standing leg. Now you may have flexible hips. In that case, you may be able to bring the chair back to the wall so that your extended leg, your upward extended leg, comes closer to the wall. If you do that, just be sure that you're using muscular action to lift the leg, that you're not hypermobile in the hips. It's important to keep this thigh bone seated in the hip socket the entire time, rather than allowing it to come out to the side. To do that, compact the hips as if you were drawing the hips towards the midline of the body and pull the thigh bone into the hip socket. You can stay in this pose for up to 2 minutes. To come out, bend the leg, bring the foot back down to the chair and then to the floor. Be in neutral for a moment. And then change the chair to the other side. Front legs on the mat. Additional weight if you want additional stability on the chair. Reground the feet, inner edges of the feet parallel to each other, feet hip width apart. Pull the thigh bone up into the hip socket by pulling the front thigh muscles up. Turn the palms against the wall for stability. Ground the right foot so you're even on the inner and outer edges of the foot and front and back. Come up onto the ball of the left foot. Take the sole of the foot to the chair. Start with that. Then extend the leg so you're on the center of the back of the heel. Continue to draw the front thigh muscles up the body. Be even on the standing leg foot. If you're stable here, then you can think about taking the foot to the top rung of the chair. Continue to pull the thigh bones into the hip sockets. Have the hands on the hips, feel that they're level. Pull the standing leg thigh up. And once you're stable, you can have the hands with the palms facing forward, so the arms are externally rotated and the shoulders can open back against the wall. Have the leg in neutral rotation so that you're on the center of the back of the heel. Pull the front thigh muscles into the hip sockets. Keep the hips level. Draw the thigh muscles up so the thigh bone seats in the hip socket. Press into the standing leg foot so you're even on the inner and outer edges of the foot. Front and back carry equal weight. When you're ready, you can turn your hands back to the wall for more stability. Bend the knee so that you bring the sole of the foot to the chair seat and then to the floor. Utthita Parsva Hasta Padangustasana. Extended side hand to foot pose. I'm Leanne Kusamana-Roque, certified Iyengar yoga teacher and owner of Yoga for All Bodies in Reston, Virginia in the United States.